Alright guys, my name is Rambo, and today I just wanted to kind of bring you guys a little bit of a review. Rarely do these on my channel, but I decided, you know, what the heck, I should just put it on there. Well, I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of a recap of a series I know and love, I grew up with, blah 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 blah. And it's 24, Live Another Day. That's what the new series is called. And it just ended yesterday. Very, very good series, in my opinion. I thought it was great. Great comeback of Jack. I mean, Jack hasn't lost his thunder. I mean, you know what I mean. I'm going to give a little bit of a summary of the story as best as I can for you guys to understand, for the people who missed it or the people who don't know. And, me and my friend MyDayVee really love this show, so, you know, we talk about it all the time. So, if you guys, like, you know, if you want to watch the video, then, you know, like, rating, and subscribe. So, for the guys who are wondering, yes, I did watch the finale yesterday. And it was a very, very good series, and it was a very, very good finale, good wrap-up, you know what I mean, you know, great wrap-up. But anyways, back to the story. So, Jack's been on the run for 4 years from the Russians and United States, and it's been kind of, you know, it's been kind of hard, I guess, you know, he's been laying low, you know, I guess he misses his family, he misses Kim especially. You know how painfully annoying she is. But, you know, Jack still loves his family. You guys feel me? You guys feel me? Anyways, so, he's been on a run for 4 years. 4 years later, Jack's in London, England. And we don't know why, but, you know, he's in London. And he's wearing this hoodie, and, you know, he's running around, and then we see him in the camera, and then they're like, oh my god, it's Jack Bauer. So, anyways, they're chasing Bauer, and he gets captured, and blah. So, anyways, so they put him in an interrogation chair, and they're basically getting questioned. And there's this one, you know, he's this cocky dude, and I'm gonna call him Navarro. Well, that's his name anyway, Navarro. I just said call him Navarro. His name's Navarro. But anyways, you know, Navarro's just, you know, he's one of those cocky. He thinks he knows everything. You know, he actually turns out to be pretty stupid in the next couple of episodes. But I'll continue going on. But anyways, Navarro is he tries to question him, but Jack won't say anything. So he sends his friend who's about to get fired. Her name's Kate. She's about to get removed. Background on Kate. Her husband ratted on the U.S. government to China. And he got caught, but he declared his innocence till the last day before he committed suicide with a thingy-mabobber. So anyways, I'm not going to put that into detail, because that's pretty disturbing, and I would imagine seeing someone do that. Like, if I had a wife, I would never imagine she'd do that. But anyways, so she's getting fired because it was happening right under her nose. But we'll figure out who it really was in the end of the reasoning. But anyways, back to the show. So, we get a new target, and what happens is that Jack has been tracking down a person, and she's been using the help of Chloe, who's been helping him for all this time. And she's been part of this group, and it's by this guy, and his name's Cross. And he's a pretty cool guy, also known as Top Dollar from The Crow. If you know, he's the same actor who played Top Dollar. Very, very good actor. I actually really praised his role as Adrian Cross. He was very, very good. So anyways, Cross, they run this thing, and they're exposing government secrets and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. So she's part of the internet now, but anyways, so she's with these group, and I'm just telling you guys, you know, Chloe's just, you know, I mean, you know, she's just been kind of going along, you know, and she falls in love with Cross, and, you know, she's with Cross and stuff. So anyways, Jack's telling the people, you know, hey, there's a thing going on, and I just needed you guys just, you know, tell you guys. I just need to tell you guys, you know, hey, we need to track down this person who's going to try and assassinate the current president, who was also in the original series. My parents were pretty cynical, but I told them, hey, he was in the original series. His daughter, who was also in the original series, she got tortured by a Chinese guy. His name, we will come up with, his name's Qingzi. We'll come up with him later on. We'll talk about him later on. Well, but anyways, so Jack Jack escapes, and he kicks CIA ass. I mean, he's literally, he hadn't lost his thunder. He's incapacitating a lot of them. He saves Chloe, by the way, who was captured. Forgot to mention that she was captured, And she's very, very, very well known. I mean, in the series as a group person. I mean, but she's also wanted apparently for treason. I don't know what she did wrong. She must have been for helping Jack. I mean, come on. Like, I saw this mini episode where she got arrested for helping Jack escape, and they read the rights, and apparently her family died. If you remember Morrison Prescott from the other episode, they were both killed in an accident, but I'll get into that later. Anyways, so Jack escapes with the help of a Russian mob guy. His name is Belchek. Belchek's pretty cool. We don't see much of him, but he is cool. So, anyways, Belchek, Belchek helps him escape and stuff, and they drive off, and they basically meet up with everyone else, and he's looking for a dude named Derek Yates. Well, Yates apparently stole a weapon that the U.S. military had. So that's bad. So anyways, so they're trying to track him down. So what happens is that Jack ends up tracking him to this motel where he's with that girlfriend of his, where he's with this girlfriend, alright? You know what I mean. So, she's just, they're just chilling out, he's playing on his computer, and she's just like, oh, when am I gonna leave? And he's just like, I tell you when am I gonna leave? I'm gonna do my work. So anyways, that's not what they sound like if you watch it, but it's just my interpretation. But anyways, so what happens is that, well, Jack tries to do the, modern warfare thing. He tries to, do espionage while he's wanted by the law. So what happens is that Kate and this angry black dude named Eric decide to go after him. And no offense to the dude who played Eric, he did a really great job as well. He was very, very good. And her friend Jordan go after him with the help of their young internet cool guy. Their analyst friend, his name's Jordan. He's pretty cool. We'll learn about him later. But anyways, so what happens is that, well, Jack ends up finding him at this motel, and he tries to take him. But he starts running, and of course, all of them start running, and Jack, it's kind of like Watch Dogs, you gotta chase after him until you take him down. But Jack loses them with the help of, Jack loses them, and because the CIA intervened, good job, CIA, by the way, CIA just, well, the CIA, they kind of intervene at the, wrongest of time, and they get away unscathed while Jack's they're all paying attention to Jack, and Jack's like, go over there! Go over there! Go over there! And, so, of course, he has to kick some more CIA ass, and, he's trying to, get away. He's just like, oh my god! Oh my god! We need to get away! So, anyways, Jack gets away, and, they're like, he's getting away! He's getting away! So, anyways, they're tracking him in this really dark place, and this is going to be hilarious, but I thought this was funny, and me and my dad, we were just cracking up, but, he confronts Kate, and he's telling her, stay out of my way, I'm trying to do something, and then he headbutts her. If that isn't badass, I do not know what is. I do not know what is badass. Either that, or Jack, whatever he's gonna do later. Anyways, I don't know what that is. That's badassery right there. But anyways, back to the story. But anyways, so he tells her to stay out of his way. Side plot, the plot twist, like 24 is always known for, as in the original series. It is always a good plot twist. I love the plot twist in the series. But, plot twist, girlfriend kills him, steals the device, and flees. Well, turns out her mother was the person that Derek was going to sell his crap to. And, well, she's going to use it to be radical and blow up stuff and kill people. So, the president, of course, who's suffering from Alzheimer's, sadly, he is, he's, freaking up from, a lot of the stuff that's been going on, he's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try and settle this. So, of course, her name's Margot, the girlfriend's name is Simone, and she meets her husband named Naveed. So, a little bit of background on Margot. Her husband got murdered in a, in a blowing up thing. A drone ran in and it blew it up. Like, it blew the building up, and it killed her husband inside. I mean, it killed her husband, so she's vengeful, of course. You know, the crazy housewife, she's vengeful. No, she's, vengeful. She's like, I'ma get you, U.S. government! This is not the end of me! She barely survives this. We catch her surviving barely. She's, like, crawling away from the stuff. So, anyways, they're trying to track her down, and they're trying to track Jack down. They're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do next? Anyways, so that's what Jack was after, really. I mean, no, that's what Jack was after, but... so anyways, Jack finds Yates' dead body, and he's just like, ah, crap, what are we gonna do now? Realizes the girlfriend has it, due to the fact she was with him, goes after her. She ends up cutting herself, telling the people he was attacking her, and they try to attack him, but he's forced to, like, you know, he's just like, oh, hell no, you know what's gonna happen now. You know, Jack kicks ass as usual, but, Jack is just amazing like that. That's what he does. You know, he doesn't care about the consequences. He just kicks people's ass, and, you know, that's what he does. No, that's what he does. Anyways, so Jack gets away, tries to catch her, but Chloe just misses her because she thinks that she sees Morrison Prescott. As I told you before, they got killed, blah, blah, blah. I'll explain it later. But she got killed. They got killed, and Jack asks, what happened to him? And he's just like, oh, you don't know? And he's like, oh, no, what happened? And she's just like, they died. And she starts crying. He's just like, oh, it's okay, you know. Jack hug. Jack gonna hug you now. But, no, I mean, Jack is a nice guy to his colleagues, but if you're an enemy of Jack, he'll frick with you. He will, you know, he'll frick you sideways. He'll frick you however he thinks is necessary. I mean, Jack's, you know, just badass. I mean, really, he is. I mean, so Jack, you know, he's just like, you know, giving Jack a hug, you know, he's just like, you know, it's okay, you know, it wasn't your fault, you know, blah, 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 you know, what usually people say when, you know, you're just like, you know, hey, it wasn't your fault and stuff. So, you know, I'm just, you know, just giving you guys a little bit, you know, just telling you, you know, hey. But, you know, Jack just felt a little saddened by this, and I'm just, you know, I bet Jack's kind of sad because, you know, he knew Morrison Prescott, you know, they were pretty cool people. I mean, you know, well, you know, Jack's lost a lot of people in his time. You know, if you've ever seen the original series, I mean, Jack's lost a lot of people. Like, he lost Renee, he lost the Allstate guy president, if you know what I'm talking about, David Palmer. He lost a lot of people, you know, he lost a lot of people he knew, and he's really, really sad over that. Like that, you know, a lot of bad guys in Jack either get killed, or just something happens. But anyways, back to the story. But Jack, you know, he just says, you know, it's not your fault, blah, blah, blah. So they drive back to Cross's place. And, you know, he's just, you know, sitting there with his group of cronies. And, you know, he's just like, you know, I'll make you a fake ID so you can get into the UN. By the way, side story, Yates was fricking with, stuff. And he blew up a bunch of people. And he killed a bunch of Brits. So, you know how Brits are when they get mad. They start rioting, and they're throwing shit, and they're just like, you know, they're just like, you know, they're just like, ah, no, take down drones! And they're just, you know, they're complaining about, you know, take down the drones and stuff, you know, take down the drones and motherfrick. You know, they're trying to, you know, take down drone things, and, you know, they're just saying, you know, take down the drones. But anyways, the guy's, you know, pleading his, innocence, and Jack goes over and, you know, he says, you know, I believe your story, just, who is the contact? And he's like, oh, I actually do not know about this. And, you know, he's, you know, and then Kate and Dude, they followed him in there, you know, they saw him shooting people at the, UN because he created a distraction because, Cross purposely fricked up his, ID. There's a good cross for you guys. That was actually kind of funny, you know, it's just like, you know, good cross for you guys. Anyways, so what happens is that, you know, Jack manages to get captured. And he gets taken to the president. Well, there's this one guy, and his name's Mark, and, I mean, President Heller has a daughter, right? Audrey. I told you about her earlier. She was in love with Jack. And she sees Jack for the first time in a couple of years. And she's, you know, she just kind of... No, reunion, right? You know, Jack Audrey reunion, you know what I mean? You know, they're just like, oh, I missed you so much, oh, I missed you so much, you know, blah, 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 blah. Boring stuff. Anyway, so, you know, Jack, you know, he's happy to see Audrey again. And he tells the president about this urgent thing, and he'll put him back in the field. So, he makes an agreement with the president. I will... He said, I will take these people down. In exchange, I will turn them down. I will turn myself into the Russians once this is over. So he intends to turn himself in. And, you know, I mean, President Heller's just like, okay, I guess that's fine. Well, her husband, his name's Mark, he's kind of a scumbag in the end. But anyways, he signs a forged signature of the president to, you know, so Jack can be, you know, like, temporarily pardoned, I guess. I mean, I don't know what it exactly was, but he forges his signature. So he starts talking with this Russian dude, you know, he's just like, you know, hey, you know, if you give, Jack Bauer, if you, he's just like, if you give Jack Bauer to me, I will, you know, he just says, you know, I will, he's just like, you know, I'll expose you and stuff. He tries to blackmail him so, you know, he can get to Jack, and he's just like, you know, we all can't get what we want, you know, so, you know, it's just like, okay. So, you know, he's like, okay, I'll be patient, but if you don't give them to me, I'll frick with your family, I will ruin your frickin' marriage, I will tell them that you forged the president's signature, and you'll get arrested for treason. So, of course, you know, just, stuff gets kind of crazy, and, they go after Margot. So, meanwhile, Margot, crazy-ass frickin' mother, and, Naveed, who's supposed to be piloting drones with her, son, Ian, he's frickin' up, you know, he's just, you know, he's questioning his moralities, you know, he's just saying, you know, should I do this, you know, I'm with my mother-in-law, she's frickin' insane, I know, but should I kill these people, but it's wrong, I don't want to do that, and he claims he had this dream where she's like, he had a frickin' dream where he's like, fricked, and he killed a bunch of people, and it was his fault, and he's just, you know, he tries to squeal out of it. He tells, you know, Simone he'll give them to the cops, and they'll frickin' get rescued and stuff. Margot gets a hold of this. Here's what she does. This is why I call her crazy-ass frickin' mom. She cuts the nub of Simone's pinky finger off. She cuts it off. Okay? Just let me get to this. She cuts it off, you know, it flips him out, and he's just like, you know, I'll still not do anything. She's like, okay, fine, another finger. And he's just like, oh, frick. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. He tries to weasel out of it again, and she goes after him. And then Simone gets pissed at him, so she's, you know, she's just standing there. And he's just like, you know, Simone wouldn't want you doing this. She's like, okay, fine, ask her. So she's standing there, and he's just like, dude, the hell? So what happens is that, you know, Margot kills him again, and she says, there's your answer, and pops a cap right in his head. So crazy ass freaking mother for you, crazy ass mother-in-law for you. So of course, her sister gets involved with this. So this is kind of funny as well. Her sister gets involved with this, and she's just fricked up, and she, you know, Simone's fricked up. She's not saying it, but she's fricked up. She, you know, she's sad over Naveed, and she's just not saying it because she wants to be a hard ass. But anyways, so she's just like, you know, Naveed, you're telling me, you know, hey, you need to get out, but now you're not answering your phone. At least tell me. But Margot's just like, did he fucking tell her about this? She's like, no, the frick. And she's like, you better fucking kill them. I will rip your other fingers off. And she's like, okay. So she walks up and she just, she freaking just, here's what she does. She's just freaking, she's fricked up. And, so she goes back to Jack. This is probably the dumbest moment in 24 history. I mean, there is dumb moments, but this is the dumbest moment I've ever seen in 24. But here's what happens. She is, hauling ass. She's running away. Now here's what happens. She's now sitting down having dinner, now having a nice chat, and then she's just like, she can't bring herself. She can't bring herself to kill her. So she's, and her daughter who's with her, and she adores her. So she's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. So, she gets all emo, tells her to run, and what happens is that they're struggling, tells her daughter to run, and then stabs her on accident, by the way. He stabs her, and then the daughter's watching, gets the wrong idea, and starts, running her ass off. She starts hauling ass. She's like running, and then there's this one man, he's just like, hey, get in here. So, he's running after her. And, someone's like, wait, it's not what you think it is. So, this is the dumbass moment. She walks into the street, turns, and gets hit by the frickin' bus. She gets hit by the frickin' bus. I mean, it's not funny in real life, but she's just standing there in the frickin' road, and she gets hit. That's the dumb moment. I mean, that's the dumbest moment I've probably seen in like a long time. I mean, really, it's the dumbest moment I've probably ever seen. But you gotta love them, whatever. I gotta love them dumb people, you know what I mean, But anyways, so Jack's just, meanwhile, Jack's trying to track down this one guy who's close to Margot named Carl. Finally, he gets help from Kate, who, she finally believes the story. She believes the story, he's just like, hey, I believe your story, let's go kick some ass. So it's just like, okay. So, he likes her, she's cool. Hannah's pretty cool, so, Kate and, stuff's been going on. So what happens is that, she's tracking him down. So they track him down, and they end up, killing this guys. And, President Heller makes a deal with his friend, and, the deal is don't send MI6 in under an hour, because, under an hour, and he agrees. 12 seconds later, I don't know how long it was, but about 12 minutes to 13 minutes later, he calls him in because he thinks Jack's betraying America, which he shouldn't have been surveilling him in the first place. That's the problem here. But anyways, so this is the I mean, it's ridiculous how much he goes. Like, he calls him in, they knock out Belichick, which goes wrong. Then they basically capture Rask. But before he can, before they can interrogate him, he grabs one of the guys and he pulls the grenade and he basically kills him. He basically kills himself. He ends up telling the president about this, who gets pissed, and he's like, I told you specifically to not send in MI6 in under an hour. And he said, well, we caught him, blah, 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 he's freaking he was bull crap in America and stuff, he doesn't take this crap, he's just like, frick you, he's just like, I consider you a friend, and he's like, and if you say, and he learned he had the illness, and he's like, if you think my illness would have, fricked with me in this job, I would have let the thing go. I would have let it go, I would have resigned already. But no, I'm a hard ass, I can do what I want, so, frick off. He's like, okay, sorry. They end up, reconciling later, and he's just like, he's like, blah, 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 blah. So what happens is that, Jack's just, he's kind of duped, because, he worked for the dude, and, he's just, he got duped. But anyways, he's just like, oh. I think my dad's home. Anyways, so, what happens is that, then what happens is that, well, we end up getting, Anyways, new schedule. Sorry. Sorry, I was thinking about something else, and then, you know, where am I? Okay. Alright, Simone's in the hospital, and Jack and Kate get a notification of this. And Margot gets a notification of this. So she's just like, oh my god, she's gonna rat me out. She's gonna, you know, she's gonna work with the family business. You know, we need to take her out. So, you know, crazy ass mother for you guys again. So her and her brother Ian, her and her son Ian, try to take him down. So Jack and Kate try to take her. She's in critical condition apparently. I don't know how that happened. She got tapped, and she like flew, but you know she tapped the bus. You know they literally bonked her, and she flew. But you know I think that's because she flew mainly. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of. I just thought. I mean, okay, so we get the deal that Jack is just, Jack's just, being his cool, regular self, he's just, So what happens is they try to interrogate her. Well, she's trying to cover up for a mom. Loyal daughter for you. So, of course, Jack gets pissed, and he starts, thumb wound. He sees the nub, and he starts pressing on it. And then she's like, I can see the light. I can see the light. And he's like, and then he knocks her out. She passes out from blood loss. And Kate's just like, oh, dude. Kate's just like, oh, dude, couldn't have done that. And he's just like, I can't stand the frickin' people who they try to justify what they're doing. And I can't stand those frickers. And she's just like, okay. But, that's very, very sad, but, I mean, that's not sad, that's just usual Jack, But anyways, I'm just, but anyways, back to the series, but, they try to bomb the hotel, and he's just freaking bull crapping on there, and, they end up getting away, and they take her to the CIA base where she gets, proper medical attention. We don't see her again. Well, Margot and Ian try to, figure out what they're gonna do next, and, so then it ends with the president and Margot meeting, and he said, hey, I'm gonna tell I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of the information I need, and then well, I'm gonna sacrifice myself in exchange for you saving a bunch of lives. And she's just like, you know what, I will keep my word on that. Won't never bother you, just I have to murder you if you want these people to live. And he's just like, you know what, fine. Talking to a friend while I'm doing this, but anyways. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna say, well, Jack, they did get back, blah, 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 blah. So, side story. Here's a funny-ass story for you guys. Remember that, cocky ass, that little bit of a crap head, that crap head, his name's Navarro, you don't like him at first, but, turns out he's a cool guy. Well, there's this dude named Jordan, right? He's, computer analyst, he's checking stuff. He checks stuff on the Morgan file, Adam Morgan file, Kate's husband. And, he sees something's wrong. Well, Navarro, it turns out Navarro with a contact has been, they were selling the secrets, and they framed Adam for it. That's kind of shady. Alright, guys, I'll agree. That's kind of shady. But, guys, anyways. I mean, man, I didn't know that was going to happen in the series. We always get moles in the series, you know what I mean? Like that one lady who had Terry killed in the first season. I mean, But anyways, so Terry's just, Terry was Jack's wife. She got killed in the first season. But anyways, so Jack's just, you know, he's sitting there, shock and awe, and, about the president, and, blah, blah, blah. But, wait, no. I'm not even on the subject anymore. Okay, so Jordan gets sent on a dead drop ruse, and what happens is that this one, you know, freelance agent, he shoots him, he survives, ends up tracking him down later. Unfortunately, this was kind of the saddest part of the series, in my opinion. I actually really hated when this happened, but, he got stabbed and he dies, and then he ends up killing the dude. And then they end up figuring out that Navarro did it with the help of Cross. Cross was the contact. And, now, I'm trying to check out my channel. I'm talking to a friend while I'm doing this. I'm really sorry about this, guys. But anyways, he ends up killing the guys, and they figure out Navarro's doing this. And they're just, you know, blah, 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 blah. And what happens is that, Jack's just, you know, Jack's coming back, and, you know, and, back to Jack and the president. The president gets, by the way, not blown up by, frickin', Margot and her crazy-ass frickin' son, Ian. And, ends up surviving and stuff, and they figure out the glitch, but we'll get back to that story. So, Jack comes back, and, you know, he's just like, you know what, what's gonna happen? Figures out Navarro is ratting out the government secrets on him. And he chases him, and he doesn't catch him. He doesn't catch him at first. But then the people end up catching him. He says, you know, Navarro's out there, you know, he was actually the guy doing the secrets and stuff. So he tells them, you know, hey, you know, he's getting away. So they end up getting him. And Kate is told about this. And when Kate's told about this, she goes freaking ballistic. She goes insane. She's freaking mad. I mean, I'd be mad if someone framed my wife for a freaking murder, for suicide. So she freaking walks up, and she's about to go. She was gonna punch that fricker right in the face. Like, you know, she was upset. And, she was upset like frick. She was just fricked up. She was upset. She was just, you know, she was fricked over on this. I mean, really. I mean, she was fricked over. I mean, she was about to get fired because of this asshole. I mean, literally, there's a lot of stuff that could have happened, but I mean, it's freaking ridiculous how much it's like, you know, it's happening and stuff. I mean, you know, it's just, I'd be upset. But anyways, you know, Kate's freaking pissed off, you know, she's just like, you know, she's freaking mad, she's just like, you know what, frick him, he's bullshit, you know, he's fricking him. You know, he's freaking, it's just, you know, she's just like, frick him. No, so what happens is that, Jack ends up interrogating him. And you know what this means. Jack goes freaking ballistic and starts beating the living frick out of him. He starts freaking beating him to hell. Like, anyways, back to Margot and her crew. By the way, Jack, wanted to get revenge on them for, trying to kill the president. Here's what happens. He throws Ian out of the window, and then Margot, she's all pissed and stuff. She's like, you motherfucker! She starts warning him about shit, and he's just like, you know what? The only person I'm gonna kill today is you. And he picks her up and throws her out the freaking window. And then there she is. She's dead, freaking that. So anyways, back to the other story. So Navarro's just sitting there, and he's getting the hell beaten out of him by Jack, and then the people, like, they drag him off of him because he's freaking mad at him. And then Kate goes into the surgical room, you know, where he's getting his arm cast, points a gun at him and tells him, you motherfucker, you motherfucker, you motherfucker. She's just like, you know, pointing the freaking weapon at him, and he's just like, oh damn, oh crap, oh crap. And, you know, he's just sitting there, he's just like, oh my god. So, you know, he's just sitting there, and she's just like, freaking, you know, interrogating the hell out of him. He's just like, why'd you do it, why'd you do it, why'd you frame at him, you motherfucker. And, you know, he's just like, you know, he's just like, that was the only way, there's a box, it has a tracker, I put a tracker on it, I gave it to Cross, he's leaving, and he's taking it to his place right now, please, I swear. And they end up tracking it down. So they end up tracking it. Anyways, Chloe goes with him, And she tries to get away with it after realizing what he's actually gonna do with it. She runs, and she's freaking like hauling ass, and she's trying to get this guy. Adrian shoots at him and forces her to get back in the car. And she's just like, okay, fine. So she just drives up. They kick down the door. Everyone is dead. Everyone's dead. There's a dude who's still alive. He's just like sitting there. He's like gobbling up blood and stuff. Like, everything's furked up. You know, he's furked. Everyone's dead. I mean, you know, sorry, I forgot to get the gameplay going. I mean, he gets the, you know, he's just freaking like, oh god, oh god, oh god. He's telling Chloe, leave now, leave, you're in danger, go. Chingzi returns from the dead. From season 6, back from the dead, he comes up and he's just like, you know, he's like, I'm back, bitches! And, you know, he's just like, you know, he's back. You know, he's back, so, you know, everyone's flipping out over that. And, Adrian's just like, you know, I don't regret when he shoots him in the leg when Chloe refuses to help him. So, anyways, so what happens is that Chloe ends up accidentally triggering something that can give a false order to the Navy, who fire on a Chinese supercarrier, which destroys it, which pisses off the Chinese, which Ching's intention is to start a war between the people. And, you know, it's start a war between the U.S. and China. Well, that's going to be bad. So, Jack's trying to stop this. He's like, oh, crap, Ching's going to frick us up. Well, actually, he doesn't know about Ching yet. So, Chloe's like, oh, frick. So, what happens is that he shoots Cross to Corsair. And then, Cross and Chloe have this conversation. He tells her that it wasn't the government's fault that her family got killed. It was an accident. He was just lying to her so, you know, she could join his cause. And blah, you know, he apologizes for it. He says, you know, I don't regret what I did, but I do regret, you know, trying to, you know, he didn't regret what he was doing, you know what I mean? But anyways, so back to what I was doing, you know. And then Ching's like, I have no use for you anymore, and he shoots him right in the brain. Like, he puts the bullet right into his skull. Like, he's just slumped. He's dead. I mean, he's freaking slumped on the ground. He's dead. I mean, you know, she's just like, oh my god, Adrian, no! Okay, you're mourning. And so Ching takes her hostage, and she manages to record his voice and send it to Jack before he can get to her. Jack gets this, finds everyone dead from the open cell group, and then he realizes Ching faked his death and is still alive. Well, what happens is that Jack flips, because he's just like, oh, crap, he's freaking alive? Crap, I have to go get him now. That's bull. So what happens is that, you know, he and his group are, you know, a group of cronies trying to get away. Chloe ends up getting away. Jack tries to track him down with Kate. Audrey, back to Audrey, she tries to, give proof to a representative's daughter about, the information proving that Ching was the one who's doing this, and, you know, they're getting fricked over and stuff. And what happens is that, you know, Ching's fricking them over, and what happens is that, Ching, he snipes the two guards and the lady, and he's just like, you know, hey, he's like, they shoot him, and he's just like, don't move, and, you know, last episode, guys, last episode! So anyways, Jack and the other guys are trying to track Ching down. Ching has Audrey hostage. They killed that one representative daughter. They kill the daughter, and she dies. And what happens is that Kate goes to Jack and Kate, they separate. You know, Jack goes and to take down Ching with Belchek and Chloe. And then Kate goes to rescue Audrey. And what happens is that Audrey is saved at first. Watch what happens. Kate, you know, they save her successfully. There's another shooter, and he starts shooting an Uzi, and, you know, he's spraying everywhere. He hits a couple of guards. You know, he gets away. Well, Audrey gets hit. and she dies in Kate's arms. And an emo Kate freaking calls Jack and tells him about this. And you know what this is gonna be? Killer Jack time! Jack goes ballistic, murders freaking everybody. He literally murders everybody. Like, he stabs this one dude in the freaking neck. He captures Ching, beats the frick out of the dude, and he's just like, he's beating the crap out of him. You know, he's just like, and then what happens is he ends up, you know, sending him a wiretaped message to, you know, he sends it to Heller, and he tells him, I got Ching alive, identify yourself. So they get the face recognition. And he's just like, identify yourself. And he's just like, you know, he's just sitting there, holds a katana to his neck, and he says, identify yourself. And he says, I am Ching-Zi. And he's just like, you know, I am Ching-Zi. That's what he says. Now, that's how he said it, so, you know, no offense. But anyways, Ching says, you know, hey, it's Ching, and it's Ching, so tell Chinese this. And they're like, hey, Chinese guy, did you get a, well, okay, his name's Wee, okay? His name's President Wee. So they tell the Chinese president that, hey, you know, we got Ching, he's alive. I mean, you know, he's alive. Well, not long, but anyways, you know, so you call your guys off. So he's like, okay, but you're going to have to make reparations. And he's just like, okay, fine. You know, that's agreeable. So what happens is that, you know, meanwhile, Jack's sitting there wondering what he's going to do with Ching. And he's sitting there, picks up the katana. Oh, man. He picks up the katana and he says, this is for Audrey. And slices his freaking head off like a baseball. He freaking sits up, he grabs the sword, and he just slices it off like it's a cucumber. He slices his head off, and the head just pops off like that. And, you know, I just thought that was kind of weird. But anyways, Jack just gets... Jack cuts his head off. You know, he's gone. And, you know, he's just sitting there. And he's just like, now he's dead. You know, he's not faking his death anymore. He's actually legitly dead. But anyways, so... No, Ching is dead. So, Ching is now dead. But anyways, now that Ching's gone, everyone's dead. So, you know, basically everyone knows that Ching's dead. And basically, you know, Jack killed him. And Jack took revenge for Audrey's death. And Heller, when he learns about this, he grows sad. And as he escorts her to the thing, which is probably one of the most gut-wrenching scenes you will ever see. You will ever see in 24. He says, you know, because of my condition, he has Alzheimer's. He's having the early stages of Alzheimer's. You know, I see this lady, and I forget who she was. And 10 or 15 seconds go by. And then I realize it's Audrey. And then I won't even realize, you know, one of these days, I won't even realize I have a daughter, and her name was Audrey, and she died the sad way that she did. Which, you wouldn't have, I was literally, tear was coming to my eye, like, literally, it was so bad. It was so sad. I mean, literally, it was. It's, you know, he's basically saying, you know what, you know, basically, I'll never forget it, but I will. I don't want to forget it, but I will. Like, you know, he doesn't want to, you know, he would like to, you know, cope with the death of his daughter, but, you know. But, yeah, that's one of the most gut-wrenching scenes. Anyways, about Boudreaux, her husband, he sold out Jack by forging the president's signature, and Heller found out about it. Well, he puts him in prison for treason. Jack ends up going after the Rush guy, who was actually in cohorts with Ching. So they kill the dude who was with Ching, and they end up accidentally killing the dude who was with Ching. And you know, he dies. He gets a glass shard into his neck, and he's like, he dies. So, you know, he's sitting there, Jack's trying to interrogate him, he's gone. So what happens is that Bedreau sold him out, he gets angry, pulls a gun on him, tells him, you know, he's arrested for treason. He ends up figuring out about Audrey's death, and he's crying, which is another gut-wrenching scene, you know, he's crying, he's just so sad about Audrey's death, and he's just gut-wrenching, you know, he's in the car, and he's just sad. It's just so sad, and he gets into the car, and then, by the way, so Jack returns. And the end, which is not really the clearest ending, but it is a good way to conclude that portion of the series. Chloe gets captured by the Russians to try and lure Jack out of hiding. So Jack ends up going to the Russian guy, also known as the dude who played Abe's father in Turn. He tells him, I bet you really might like Moscow, which is sarcasm, and he's trying to torture, he's trying to torment him. And he says, and Jack tells him, if you frick with me, with Chloe or my family, you will have no doubt, but I will frick your world over however I see fit. And there's nothing you will frickin' do about it. So, don't frick with me, or I will frick with you. Alright? Don't frick with me. So, he's just like, okay, I won't frick with you. But there's a feeling, okay, guys? There's a feeling he's gonna try and frick him. I mean, no, not frick him. That sounds wrong. He's gonna try and frick with him, and he's gonna go and he's just gonna murder everyone. That's gonna be the next series. But it said season finale, so that means there's gonna be another one. So I'm pretty freaking excited for that. And I mean, 24 was over in 2010, but it came back. I was really glad. I really liked it, and But for the guys who like 24, it was a great, it was a very awesome wrap-up of the series. I mean, it was an awesome wrap-up. I mean, it was a very, very amazing wrap-up. I mean, But, this is the 47-minute recap of 24, Live Another Day. If you guys want to go watch the 24, the original series again, and know what I'm talking about, then be sure and go check that out. Also, for the guys who like this video, please leave a like, rating, or subscribe. Also, the footage I will show you will also be used for my 1-year anniversary. And I've already picked out the music tracks for that, so I want to thank you guys so much for giving me that, so I'll talk to you guys later. My name's been Rambo. Hopefully you guys like this first review I've ever done on my channel, which is I've been 24, and, well, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.